Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, back with more reading the My Hero Academia manga. This is chapter 420. Insert obligatory, 420 joke here. Um, Man, the last chapter kind of depressed me after I read it. Legendary chapter, really. Um, just so many reveals, such heartbreaking artwork. The famous one that's been going around is obviously Deku missing his arms, and it lets the mind wonder of what could possibly happen next. By the way, sorry for getting this out later than normal. Usually these go up on Fridays on TCB. It went up really early on Saturday morning when I was asleep, and I had work today, so couldn't record it till I get home. Thank you guys for your patience. And for predictions, oh man, sorry. I feel like this could go anywhere. Like my first thought immediately is it's got to start with us seeing what happened with Aizawa, Mike, and Kurogiri or Shirakuma. I don't know how long we'll be there. I'm gonna guess like a chapter or two. Now, if we don't go there, they could show what happened at the Sero location, which I personally find very interesting as well. But there's a third option. They don't show that stuff right away, and we just stick with Deku and the immediate sort of what's happening. But at a certain point, I do want to see the Shirakuma plotline develop. And then for outlandish predictions, I'll say it again. My boy Koichi. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I've been posting about him. There's a very real chance, albeit very small, that Aizawa might request the help of Koichi. He can warp anywhere in the world. He could pop to the Captain Celebrity Agency and be like, "Hey Koichi, how do you want to come help save Japan?" Anyway. Realistically, though, I know that's not really likely. I just want to believe, Other than that, nothing really. Like Deku's arms, shit, man. Like, first of all, he's probably quirkless right now, so he can't fight anyway, even if he had him, unless he has residual embers of One for All. I know a lot of people were theorizing that. People were also theorizing that we get like a Class 1A sort of. Whoever can still fight, coming up and to help. I'm on board with that, as you guys know. I love 1A. Let's just dive on in. Let's just see what this chapter has to offer. Again, these are on TCB scans. These are the unofficial translations. Okay, so we're getting the Aizawa stuff right away. Really quick, I'm going to zoom in. It's a little bit zoomed out. There we go. I am protector. I am a protector, Kurogiri. For the sake of this, I'm gonna say Kurogiri, although you could interchange it with Shirakuma saying this. I'm just gonna say Kurogiri says this. I am a protector. Wake up. Where are we? And it's showing them falling through the portal. Aizawa and Mike were transported by Kurogiri to ... The comms are dead, says Mike. I have no idea what's going on. Damn it. I am the protector of Tomura Shigaraki. He's thinking back to the hospital when Spinner put the hand on him. It kind of reactivated him. And Mike holding Kurogiri by the jacket, whatever the restraint jacket he had on. You stopped functioning at the most convenient time, huh? Wake up, you bastard. Dude, I feel like we're going to get some strong emotional stuff right here, because not to beat this drum again, but like for anyone who hasn't read Vigilantes, it really adds a lot to these three's relationship. And I think you're missing out if you don't read that. But if you have read it, then I think this stuff is going to hit pretty hard. So let's find out. Aizawa looks on and says, "If you ain't Shirakuma, fade away and leave us the memories." Oh, he's remembering that. We shouldn't have given him the benefit of the doubt. We shouldn't have relied on his corpse, shouts Mike. As he's starting to cry. Uh, oh my god, he was actually going for like a punch. And then Aizawa stops him. He grabs his arm. I can see tears. What? I'm a man. I don't cry, says Mike as he starts to wipe his face anyway. You're crying, bro. No. I mean, Kurogiri. Oh, shit. Yeah. You can kind of see like droplets of water coming out of his vortex face. That's just the rain. He doesn't even have tear ducts. He's a Nomu. He just separated you from Shigaraki because he got in his way twice. Our top priority is waking him up so we can go back to the battle, says Mike. After that, we should destroy him for good. Wow. I mean, like, I guess, in a sense, like, you should really let this defiled corpse be at peace. And it's weird, because, like, Shirakumo's kind of, sort of, like, not dead. Like, clearly there's parts of him still functioning within. Could he be saved? I don't know. Probably not, but, like, it's pretty fucked up. Let's press on. Aizawa. He's just ill-gotten gains. You should just forget that miracle we saw at Tartarus. Nah, bro, don't forget the miracle. Always remember the miracle. Come on, Mike. We're 31. We're not second years at UA anymore. Oh, so did we have a canon age for Aizawa and Mike? If not, that's kind of cool. 31, a little bit older than me. Okay. By a few years. So by the way, I didn't describe where they're at. They're at like this rock in the middle of the ocean. By the way, I didn't read the title of the chapter either. 420 from Aizawa-kun. Yeah, and they're just on this like rock, not in the middle of the ocean. You can see the shore in the distance, but it's raining out obviously because the storm we know of. Okay. We're 31. We're not second years at UA anymore, but he died as a UA student, says Aizawa. Fuck, I mean, yeah, he did. It really, really tragically. Really emotional chapter in Vigilantes. Which, by the way, I wonder if they'll have callbacks to, like, if we're going to see any panels from Vigilantes in this. Probably not. Because I have a weird theory that Horikoshi doesn't want to... I don't know. If the movies become canon, which they did, like, anything's possible. So, just throwing it out there. But he died a UA student, says Aizawa, and Mike kind of stops. And Aizawa has him grabbed by the head, or like whatever is... I guess there is a physical head in there. I need to... No, Shigaraki, he's thinking back to when he was glitching out. Aizawa says, why didn't he get rid of us? Why didn't he drop us off to our deaths? That's true. I mean, if he was still evil, he would just dump your ass off a... like 300 feet in the air or something, you know? Who, where, shit, friends, it says the Shirakumo. He's thinking back. And again, Aizawa just has his hands on his head. That day at Tartarus, we pulled a white cork from him. Then, we mixed him up and broke him. But no matter how much white you add, black will never fully turn into white. That's a good analogy. Is that why in the portal in the last chapter you see part of it being white in the mist? Ooh. Alright, where are we going? But adding more black works. That's why he woke up and you're thinking of one spinner. Put the burnt hand on him. Do you understand, Yamada? Says Aizawa. As UA teachers, we need to guide them until they graduate. Oh, God, I got chills. Bro, oh my God. That's actually really, that's like a dagger because like, I'm pretty sure in Vigilantes they mocked like, oh, what would you become, a teacher? Like, and here Aizawa is like actually a teacher. And as he said, like Shirakumo died a student. And like he says, it's our job to see them through until they graduate. And Shirakumo never graduated. Dude, that's... Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's good. Until they graduate. That's where their origins lie. Yeah, and we see all three of them walking to the gates of UA. I wonder, is that... I mean, I don't... No, that's probably not. I was going to say, is this a shot from Vigilantes? Because it has that kind of style. Like the... Not chibi, but like... more kind of rounded and softer style of Vigilantes that... I just reread the Aizawa stuff in that to refresh for this because I figured it was coming up. And I don't remember this panel, but that Horikoshi did a good job like capturing that spirit of it, which was really cool. And then boosh, like just a burst of smoke from Kurogiri, as you said that. We said that's where their origins lie, and then just Kurogiri is activating something here. Yamada, memories, says Mike as he definitely rubs more tears from his eyes. He can lie all he wants. Whoa, that's kind of creepy. We're getting a shot of Shirakumo. Well, I say Shirakumo because it's like, so you normally have all the smoke and stuff from Kurogiri, but like you have a section where it's white and it's like an eye appearing. Whoa. Memories, says Mike, never fade. Oh, wow. That's a haunting image. It's almost like Picasso, kind of like the way it's like the... Maybe not Picasso. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Like the Starry Night Sky, whoever made that one. Cutting to Tsukauchi, the command center with... You see La Brava in the background? Cool. Tsukauchi-san. Eraser, you alright? Where did you... I'm presuming they got communications back? Because at the beginning they said comms were down, but maybe they warped back within range? I don't know. Eraser, you're alright? Where did you... Is Monoma still kicking? Aizawa says. He hit his head pretty hard and is about to receive medical treatment. And then Aizawa responds, then send me the coordinates of every single hero who can still fight, no matter the battlefield. Coordinates. That means... I'm sorry, my mind's like racing, because like, bear with me, please. Not only was Aizawa friends with Koichi, but Tsukauchi had several interactions with Koichi as well. And all that needs to happen is for Tsukauchi to give the coordinates for his agency in America. Because Kurogiri, all he needs is coordinate and go warp wherever. Just saying, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, anyway, grounding myself. Had to get that out of my system. Coordinates. That means, yeah. And then, whoa. Okay, so Aizawa just warps into the, what bunker is this? What did I just look at? So this is this the UA building? I thought the UA building was in the stadium, the cage they made, because it looks just like it. It's one of the shelters. They're down below. You see ectoplasm. So this is where Eri is, and who else was here? There's a few people at this location. You see ectoplasm right in front of Aizawa as he warps in. By the way, this entire chapter, the paneling has been black, which infers that it's in the past or like a flashback of sorts. Just for anyone who doesn't know, that's what usually black paneling is signifying. Eraserhead, how did you get here? Says ectoplasm in his. Let me try to imitate him. Eraserhead, how did you get here? He says it in a really cool, like, I'm thinking of the dub, but that's how he says it. Kurogiri is moving again. He's on standby with Mike outside the shelter. Please gather all the heroes who were previously in charge of protecting the civilians. Yeah, gathering reinforcements. But who, like, oh man, is the Class 1A reinforcement theory gonna happen? Are they gonna grab them? I made a post like showing like who I thought was still capable of fighting and who wasn't. And there's more than you'd think can probably still fight. There's only like 4 or 5 that I said were probably out of commission, like Bakugo, and tokoyami and such. But Kurogiri, you have to keep watching him. I don't know how much longer he'll last, so hurry up, says Aizawa. We get some of the civilians looking over at the two talking. We'll be able to get to the front lines in an instant. Oh shit, it's Death Arms. then I want to come too. Yeah, let me help. Let's go. Death Arms. Death Arms redemption arc continues. Where he jumped in to help the debris falling with Kendo and stuff. I love that. That's a very underrated moment of this arc. I thought that was really cool. Me too. I may not be famous, but I'm a hero. Let me fight by your side. Is that no, wait, what the Horikoshi, that is brilliant. Why did I not think that could happen? Okay, no. What is his name? He's from Barrage. I didn't read all of Barrage. I only read a little bit of it out of curiosity, but it's the main guy from Barrage, which was Horikoshi's older work. He put him in My Hero. That's great. I may not be famous, but I'm a hero. That's like a self-referential, like, cause that manga got axed or like cut off before it could really flourish. Again, I didn't read much of it, but that's definitely the main guy. I can't remember his name. It's gonna bother me, but I'm not gonna look it up right now. But I'm 100% sure that's the main guy from Barrage. What an awesome callback by Horikoshi. Not even a callback, just like he straight up put him right here in the center of the story. So in a way, it's so crazy that Barrage is getting an anime somewhat adaptation, like the main character in an anime, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that weird? That's so weird. But Horikoshi, like, you know, he's probably like, fuck it. I got like 20 chapters left of the story. I'm throwing my boy in here. That's great. That's so good. I don't even know what his power is. I can't remember. I only read like 3 or 4 chapters of it. I think there's like 20 something chapters too. But anyway, let me fight by your side. That's cool. He's a hero in this universe. And on the screen you see, that's a nice time frame as to when this was taking place. So you're seeing Deku and Shigaraki kind of amongst the water waves. So it's earlier on in their fight. That's cool. I like how they showed that. It's kind of a cool way to frame when this is. Aizawa says, then head to the main gate. And you get the kid who, I don't think he ever has a name, but it was the kid who like kind of gave Deku shit when they were trying to bring Deku back to UA. I just know him by the All Might shirt. Here, please take this and give it to some wounded hero who may need it. He takes off his shirt. Well, he's giving Aizawa the one thing I recognized him by. All right, I won't recognize. No, he's the only shirtless guy in the room. I'll still recognize him. I kind of love Aizawa's reaction to this too. He takes the shirt and then like we see a reaction from him that you don't really see much. Kind of like a wide-eyed like kind of like stunned, like flabbergasted. And then the next shot you see, oh, that's cool. I love that. Yeah, people's trust in heroes, baby. They see Deku out there fighting and they want to help. So basically, this guy takes off his shirt and he's just standing there shirtless. And at first I thought, just by glancing, I was like, oh, everyone's just looking at him. Like, it's kind of weird. But no, they're actually holding supplies like blankets, food, water, presumably some medicines or something. Just a bunch of people. And that's why I was always kind of like shocked by this. He says, thank you. Wow. Almost every battle has ended by this point. And there are still heroes who can fight. No fucking way. And we're getting Sarah's location fighting this weird umbrella dude. Sorry. My throat's been dry from a long day of work. We're actually now it's the black paneling went away, so we're in the present-ish time. But by the way, is that it for Kurogiri? Really? No. No, there's got to be more. I bet you we'll get more development with this later, because this was very fast. Only half a chapter. I was expecting like a full-blown like 1 to 2 chapters just for those guys, like to really dig into the emotion, but I don't think that's the end of it. I think we'll get more. Let's see. There are still heroes who can fight. The only remaining sorry. The only one remaining is Takoba National Stadium, and we get the giant. We're getting a look at him now. He's like a nothing. He's just a tall black silhouette with a black hat, black umbrella, like no detail, like none detail, except for a floating book. Maybe it's not floating. Maybe he's holding it with a hand. You can't see a hand, and then you see like a white mask. Gashly, that was the name. They're fighting a Tartarus escapee who specializes in long fights against big groups. Yeah, and then we see, and just like they showed the teaser of, it's like these weird, like abomination baby things. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know the folklore behind that, like, that character. I think he's based on like a children's story or something. I don't know. But, so we see, Sero, we see Rikuto Sato, and, 13 is here with her helmet off, which is cool. And then we see a warp gate appearing over top of Gashly. And we see, oh, wow, okay, so we're getting cameos from 1B here, too. Yeah, cavalry's here. They're flying through. It's Setsuna, the lizard girl who can make her body parts fly off and stuff. And then I can't remember this guy's name. It's like Kamakiri, right? Is it Kamakiri? The guy from 1B who looks like a praying mantis, and he can make like blades appear from his arms and stuff. He's got the fangs, teeth things. Kind of cool design, but kind of, I'll be honest, he's kind of a nobody. Other than Class 1A versus Class 1B, we have never seen him do anything. Cavalry's here. Are they flying through? Who else is here? We got Ectoplasm. A bunch of other known, like recognizable people, but you see Ectoplasm. Which, thank you, Ectoplasm, you did something. Like, I was wondering why he wasn't assisting. Like, the guy's a bum. Anyway, and then, starting phase 3 of Divide and Conquer Operation. And then we see a close-up of Aizawa looking fierce with that one eye. Which people were disagreeing with me. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure Aizawa can still use Erasure with just one eye. I'm pretty sure the only limitation he has is he's been pretty damaged. So, like, the amount of time he can use his power is probably really short. But to me, it just makes sense that he'd be able to, in bursts, like, disable a quirk, you know, just like a quick, like, just disable it real quick. Maybe can't maintain it, but, you know, that's what I think. I might be wrong. And we're back to Deku. We covered all 3 things I thought were a possibility for this whole chapter. I thought we'd either go to the Aizawa stuff and dedicate, you know, show what happened over a course of a chapter or 2, or maybe go to the Sero location, or stay with Deku. We're covering all 3. That is fast. That I'll stow that away. We'll finish the chapter and we'll discuss. But we're seeing the 3 heroes who just appeared in the last chapter with Aizawa and Deku in the distance, and we're seeing the back of All for One. And we're seeing a bunch of portals. Sorry, I was about to go on another Koichi rant, but no. You've come to be turned quirkless. Says All for One, looking extremely just done with everything. You can't even, like, his eyes are so squinted and hollow. You can't even, and his mouth is covered. So, like, what are the 2 main parts of someone's face that show emotion? Your eyes and your mouth. His mouth is completely covered and his eyes are sunken and stretched, and so he's devoid of, like, any emotion, which is really strange for a Horikoshi character. Usually that's not the case. Even All for One, when I showed him younger with his blank expressions, there were still hints of, like, malice or like sorrow of some kind, you know? But no, not anymore. You come to be turned quirkless, he says as he sticks his hand out. Cutting to Deku. Still, oh God. Sensei, and as always says, don't move. How long has it been since you lost your arms? Deku says, I don't know for sure. It all happened inside our minds. All for One was entirely consumed by shigaraki. When fighting All For One at the flying UA, he kept bragging about how he had suppressed shigaraki and completed the fusion. But that's not what happened. I have no doubt All For One was absorbed and stopped existing. Then I hit Tenko's core. He should have vanished too. So who is this guy? I mean, like, if you ask me, Deku, I mean, like, that's All For One. When fighting All For One at the UA, this is confusing. When fighting All For One at the flying UA, he kept bragging about how he had suppressed shigaraki and completed the fusion. But that's not what happened. I have no doubt All For One was absorbed and stopped existing. When I hit Tenko's core, he should have vanished too. So who is this guy? So this, I don't know what to take away from this. That implies that the man that they're looking at right now is not All For One. Did All For One develop like a different personality, kind of like Tenko developed a different personality? I kind of don't think that's the case either, because you just saw like All For One rise out of the ground looking like All For One, and he took over. Something's weird about that dialogue. Won't lie. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Cutting to Aizawa and Deku. Aizawa breaks out something. I don't know what that is. Aizawa Sensei, Eri-chan. We're getting Eri running up to Aizawa. This with his robotic leg. By the way, did it explain what happened to his leg? Am I crazy? No. He had it at the rock. What happened to his leg? Whatever, I guess. Anyway, sorry to get distracted there. Aizawa Sensei, Eri-chan, she's running up to him. We're getting black backgrounds again, so that means we're cutting to a backflash, obviously. I know that you won't let me go anywhere too dangerous, but that's why I want you to take this to Deku. Oh, it's her horn. Oh my god, that's how Deku's gonna get healed. She ripped off her own horn? You broke off your horn? Oh my god, how? Says Aizawa. I received help from someone. Ectoplasm. I'm sorry, says Ectoplasm. However, this girl's learned both your rationale and your irrational ways. I can't replicate him. They put him through a filter for sure in the show. Since you taught me how my power works, I know that my horn should get the job done. It's still a part of me. Okay. Interesting. Aizawa says, what you did was too reckless. This may damage your quirk for... I want to sing, says Eri. And she's thinking back to when Jiro was singing at the festival. And she's crying. Oh no, Eri-chan, no. I wanted to do the same thing to help All Might-san and Ka-chan-san, but I couldn't. I'm glad they actually addressed... is that the first time they've ever addressed the possibility of Eri rewinding All Might's injury? Anyway, continuing. Sensei, Deku-san and the others allowed me to have a good time. So when this battle is over, I will sing for them. Singing from Eri? Yes. Sign me up. That would be the cutest thing ever. You know how cool that'd be for this series to end and they all gather around and they watch Eri sing for him? Bless my heart. That would be so great. I know this isn't much, but please let me fight too. Aizawa stabs Deku with the horn. She doesn't have enough energy stored. It won't be too useful, says Ectoplasm. The rewinding process will be much slower. It should take around 2 to 3 minutes. And oh my god. Okay, just want to say it now. There's probably so many people who are calling bullshit about this. They're probably like, unfortunately, this is fuel for the haters because they'll be like, he got his arms back in one chapter. Mickey Mouse Academia. I can't wait to see it. Personally, here's my thought process on this. This isn't that surprising to me because, first of all, I in my mind I was like, okay, Deku's gonna get his arms back. He's not ending this. He's not just gonna like sit there moping with no arms throughout the rest of this battle through the end of the series. Like, the only thing I was thinking was how. My guesses were either Eri, possibly Overhaul, because supposedly Overhaul can still use his quirk through his feet or something. I don't know. Or some sort of like shenanigans where he somehow got regen or like, I don't know, something weird, but Eri was the most likely. The delivery method for it that's interesting. I did not expect her to rip her horn off, and then Aizawa just shoved it into Deku, and now he's regenerating his arms. Definitely an interesting choice. I don't know if I love or hate it, but it kind of like how did they know that would happen? Like, I guess it was a gamble. Like even Aizawa was like, "Why'd you do this? This was like really reckless." I don't hate it. Let's put it this way. I'll move on. I'll continue reading here in a second, but like I'm watching him just regenerate his arms. I want to talk about it. Like to me, Eri made the most sense for his arms to come back. And if Deku's going to do more in this fight, it kind of had to happen now. So yeah, I guess this was kind of the way to do it. Because you're not going to bring Eri to a battlefield. I said this before. You're not going to do that. So okay. Yeah, I give this one a pass for the method. And as for having it happen right away, I'm actually fine with it. As always says, don't you die until you hear her sing. And Deku starts to cry. My boy, you deserve to cry. Let your arms heal and cry those tears. Do it. Continuing on. Well, the Class 1A reinforcement theories are true. Well, people were right anyway. I got on board with that theory kind of later. People convinced me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it'd be cool. Like, why not bring all Class 1A in? What I'm looking at here is we're seeing a badass looking Mineta. I had him as a maybe on my. I had a chart, like I said, of all the characters of 1A, and I was like, okay, green means they're probably really good to go. Yellow is like, they might need a little patch up. And then red, I'm like, they're very little chance. I had Mineta as a yellow, but I sold him short. Look at this badass standing here, all beat up from that giant explosion that All For One did. Is his eye okay? He has a patch over his eye. He's like gritting his teeth. He's like, oh, let's fucking go. He like comes out of the portal. And you have Denki doing a stupid thing. Shoji and Koda. I figure those two, they're I mean, Koda was barely hurt if at all. Shoji actually did take some damage, but he seems to be a very tanky, like quick healer kind of character. And you have Momo. This is great. Okay, two of these specifically, I'm very happy are here because Momo and Denki, don't get me wrong, they did a lot of good help for where they were, but I felt like, man, if this is their last, if that was like all they did for the rest of the series, that would be pretty lame. But no, they're here. I know I'm not the only one who's absolutely exhausted, but just knowing Midoriya is doing his best is enough to make my body move. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's full circle, baby. Oh my god, that's so good. First, the whole story started with Deku, like, his feet just moving on his own. And now his action is making other people's body move. Let's go. That's so good. Oh, that's great. They stand in the way of All For One. And there's a break next week. Okay, that's fine. I have a lot of thoughts about this chapter. This was not how I thought. This was not the immediate thing after last chapter I thought we'd get. I'm torn. There's things I love about this chapter, things I don't like about this chapter. And you guys know me. I'll be completely honest if there's something I don't like. I really The fact that the Kurogiri stuff was only like half the chapter, interesting choice. I was hoping we would get all of this stuff resolved before the end of the war, so the rest isn't just like at like post-war, like he's locked up in a rehab center and they just visit him and work out their emotions that way or something. Like, I didn't really want that. I kind of wanted like a big emotional payoff with during like as this reentrance, but it's sort of like they half cooked it. They like got it sizzling a little bit, but they didn't quite finish the steak, so to speak. Like what we got was good. And it got the ball rolling, obviously, for potential if they want to do more. But if this is it, I'm going to be a little upset. They didn't really dig deep into it. They just sort of like scratched the surface. But I have a feeling they'll show more. And then next, this is kind of lame. Like, I'll just straight up say it. This is kind of lame. That they just, how many pages were dedicated to the, like 1.5 pages were dedicated to the Gashly location. That's kind of highway robbery. Like, you have this awesome looking villain who's the last standing of all the Tartarus escapees. This battle lasted the longest, and all you see is a broad shot of all of them fighting the babies of this guy. And you know, on one hand, sure, maybe he's just too strong and they needed the reinforcements to knock him out. That's fine. But for how much us as a fandom hyped up this location, I guess I was kind of a torchbearer for that as well. A little underwhelming for that. Because Gashly looks so cool, and they call him the baby tree, and he summons a bunch of babies. And you have 13 here. You got like there's some good ingredients here for like I think what's the Ryukyu? I think Ryukyu was here too, based on the shot we saw. You don't see her here, but I think they could have done more with that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who wanted to see more of that. If so, you know, hey, I'm in the minority on that one. I'll accept that. Got a little bit of 1B shine from it, one panel, but you know, that's sort of just like a box checked. Like, oh, we got to show some 1B people. They didn't do much. They just went through the portal. And then at the end, you're like, it's just sort of like, boom, I'm already healing you. And I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite by saying that, like, because I just said I'm okay with it, and I'm actually okay with him getting healed right away. And I personally thought Eri was the most likely one to heal him, but I thought like the way I kind of maybe thought was like, okay, warp Deku out to Eri, and then like he gets like treatment, and then you warp in all these people to like buy time, or to maybe try to take him out while Deku heals. Although Deku's like quirk again. What is his status with abilities right now? We don't really know. It's presumed quirkless. But that's how I thought it would go down. But no, they're healing him on the battlefield. I just feel like the whole ripping off the horn thing is kind of pointless. Like, why not? Again, it's so weird. I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking. Like, why not just warp him to Eri if she has just enough power to like heal him slowly? Like, it seems, I get it, the analogy was cute with her wanting to help people too, but I was always kind of right. It is reckless. Like, what if your horn doesn't grow back correctly because you ripped it off? Maybe it's just the cynic in me a little bit. Like, I have a deeply like hidden away cynicism that rarely shows itself, but like, I don't know, it's just it's a strange choice. That's like my only other that and the Kurogiri, like all that stuff is kind of my negatives, but the positives, the Kurogiri stuff we did get was really good. The visuals are really good this chapter, and I love the end where it's showing not all of, we only see some of, Class 1A coming in. By the way, Mina better be joining them. She's a little dehydrated. Give her an IV for 5-10 minutes or whatever. Get her some fluid. She'll be good to go. Same with Kirishima. Give me a Kirishima Mina team up attack. It's due, because if you think about it, their whole interactions have been like, oh, like first it was Mina jumping in when Kirishima froze. Next it was Mina trying to do something. She kind of froze, and then Kirishima jumps in. And at the end, chapter 383, it was her saving Kirishima when he couldn't do anything. Let them be like equals now, and like jointly together attack. Like, I know I'm on a weird tangent, but you know, I'm passionate. What am I gonna lie or ignore it? No, I want to speak my mind. We're seeing some other people come through. Obviously, we know Death Arm's coming through. Does he have his gauntlets around? His like big gauntlets that he has? Someone give him something to punch with. We're seeing Gang Orca kind of limp through a gate. See Burnin. Is that Kiddo? I think it might be Kiddo. We're seeing whatever the remnants are, people. The what's his name? The guy from Barrage. It's like on the tip of my tongue. It starts with an A. It's like Astro? ASCII? I'm gonna look it up. Hold up. I'm doing disservice here to Barrage. Get out of here, ad blocker. Barrage. It starts with an A, his name, but I can't remember. Barrage manga. 2011. So this was his second manga. Where's his name? A young slumdor. Astro. Okay, I actually guessed you're right. I thought it was Asta, but I think Asta's Black Clover. So I was thinking of a different character. Astro. Okay. Again, I didn't really read Barrage, other than like the first 3 chapters. It was out of curiosity. I was like, I wonder what Horikoshi's other work was. It was that and the Animal Zoo one he did. But yeah, that was cool. If he can get a cameo, where's Koichi? Come on, I swear. Tsukauchi, it depends what coordinates he gave him. Tsukauchi would know. Tsukauchi would know exactly where the Captain Celebrity headquarters are. All it takes is for him to say, hey, maybe he'll come help. Because that's the 2 people that are most tied to Koichi, is Aizawa and Tsukauchi for this main series. And they're both at play here. I know people are probably clicking off the video or like typing a comment like, shut up, nerd. Shut up for wanting Koichi. I know it's stupid. I know it's dumb. I know it shouldn't happen. Thematically, it wouldn't make sense. And he might steal some spotlight. I get that. But a guy can dream. A guy can dream. So. Not what I would say the greatest chapter. I think I'm kind of mixed on it. A lot of great. Some kind of meh. Some head scratchers. This was okay. By the way, I love how they literally said, oh, it'll take 2 to 3 minutes for his arms to come back, and they already look like they're fully formed. That's semantics, you know, whatever. It's just for, you know. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, it's been Mighty Gazelle. Hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.